Yo, what is up? Zunaid, my man. I missed you. It's been so long.
Where have you been? Where have you been? What's going on?
In hiding from you.
Why? What'd I do?
Because I
So what if I didn't shower? We're not even next to each other.
I know. I just between you and Ryan, it was just too much, and the emails and the texts, and I couldn't take it. It wasn't you, it was me. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I've heard this line before.
George Costanza, chill out.
I've heard this line before.
It wasn't you, it was me. But I'm here now.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. I notice how I ask you guys every day for your winners so I can give you props on Benzinga Live after the fact. So I've been keeping tabs. But what's up, everyone who came over just now from pre-market prep? Riff Raff, Akchaz, Patrick, Sir Henry, Cam, Zachary, Zen, Winter, BNZB, Eagle, Marmon. What's up? All right. It is time for live trading with Benzinga. Shall I roll our intro?
Roll it.
Let's do it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
All right, I have several asks of the audience today. The first ask is this. We got some very well thought out feedback last night, yesterday, from a viewer who said, Spencer, you should change like the color on your Benzinga Pro. So, okay, I will. So this is I went to I went from the dark mode to the high contrast mode. Let me know if it's easier to see, everyone. I'm very curious. I'm not used to this personally, but I will change to this setting if it's easier for y'all to see what's on my screen. But I very much want feedback in the chat. Ryan, you seem to like this contrast.
No, actually, I don't. It actually hurts my eyes. I much prefer the dark. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I hope the feedback is in support of the dark because I don't want to have to change to that.
All right. Well,
so, just to be honest, what's going on, Luke?
Zunaid, how do you feel about the dark versus the high contrast?
I think the high contrast is way too high contrast. I think it needs to go back dark.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it is better than light mode, right? Like,
yeah. Hey, we can do that right now.
No, let's not.
No, there's no need. That's what he's trying to tell you.
Like, why are you trying to torture us on a Thursday morning? Like, come on.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to keep an eye out on the chat throughout the day. If you have feedback, I'm seeing a few people say they like dark more, but I'm going to keep this going for now, and we'll just see what happens. So that being said, who wants to start off with stocks that they're watching this morning? Ryan raised his hand.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with Dash, right? DoorDash had great earnings last night. The stock's up in the pre-market today. Sold or bled back a little bit of its gains, and it's starting to curl here. This actually might be a quality gap and go candidate, and you might also be able to play that with options. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to watch this at the open, see where the options price at, and see what the actual stock does. If we do take this for a gap and go, basically what we're looking for is entry as close to the 9 EMA as possible, and then we're going to stay in the trade so long as the price rides above the 9 EMA. If it comes back into it, we're going to close the trade for profit. We're going to try to keep it as mechanical as possible. We will see if this sets up after the open. Other than that, I also went through the movers list, and it's pretty barren today. The one that I did see here is Emmer. This is, of course, Marin Software. We've talked about this one before. This is no stranger to gaps, pops, and runs. So we're going to watch this one too. I've just basically discovered some levels that are in play from this morning's pre-market, and I'm going to kind of watch these levels. You can see we've already kind of technically we're 1 penny below the 390 level. Let's see if we can actually get some footing in reverse. We might be able to play some of these levels on a quick scalp. So those are going to be the two stocks that I'm watching. I'm also going to watch what type of news flow comes out with regard to this Russia-Ukraine thing. We already got some news stories this morning. Looks like the futures sold off and are now bouncing. So we'll see where we're at when the market actually opens. I'm going to be watching the VIX again, just like yesterday. As long as the VIX isn't climbing like crazy and staying under 30, there should be some opportunities for us.
All right, a lot going on there. Am I the only person that I know I work for a news company, but I'm fed up with the Russia Ukraine.
No, you're not the only person. Yeah, I counted one more here. I'm absolutely tired of this. I think that this is a lot of this is theater. I think that it's just some saber rattling, as they like to say.
Yeah, and also I can't make heads or tails of it, because I totally sympathize for people who don't spend all day watching Twitter like I do, because even for me it is so freaking hard to keep up with the latest news, and I just can't do it anymore. I can't do it. How is anyone else who has a real job, no offense to the three of us here, how is anyone else supposed to keep up with this stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that means. I consider this job a real job, so I'm not even going to comment on that. But I don't know how people keep up with this. I'm struggling too.
Zunaid, I wasn't referring to you. Don't worry.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What did you just say?
I wasn't referring.
You just got muted. Nobody cares what you say, sir.
Whoa.
You get a real job. Yeah, that's right. Don't give me StreamYard access, baby. I'll mess everything up. I end stream right now. Say I won't.
I
won't.
I knew you had access. I knew you had the power to do that. You did it before.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Luke's in the chat. I'd end stream right now.
Wait. Mitch is here, but his camera's off. What's up, Mitch?
Who gave Zunaid too much power, man?
You did. You literally did. You literally said, "Hey," you literally said, "Log in. I'll get the two-factor authentication code. Here is the code." So you did.
I certainly wasn't me. I can tell you that. I would never have given Zunaid this much power.
All right, let me.
If you see change password later, you know what happened.
Yeah.
All right, look.
You guys
gotta just go through the cues. All right, we're gonna go to the cues. You've got the 350 levels, one I'm gonna keep an eye on, simply because of the fact that it's gonna be a psychological level for me. So 350, I've already got my alert set. If the cues come down here, we're gonna try to get a little bounce, a little play up there on the cues. I feel like I had another one. Now I'm losing my mind here. What was? I think you said Dash is what you were looking at, right? Yep. So I've got I've got an alert set here around 115-ish. As you can see, that's where the pre-market bounce was so far. Ryan already mentioned about the curl, so I'll be keeping an eye on that one there. We had someone else report yesterday, and God bless IV Crush. And whoever had puts, whoever had calls, you pretty much are probably going to lose your money, depending on how this one ends up moving. But regardless, I've got an alert set on NVIDIA around 254 or so to see if we get a bounce. You can see here in the pre-market, you already got a little bit of a bounce right here. So you know that that's a level where buyers have stepped in earlier today already. And you can see that even here in yesterday's session, there was a little bit of a bounce and support around 254. So that's the reason that I have my alert set there. And of course, if it comes down to 250, I'm absolutely going to try to play that one there. So those are the stocks that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. If there's anything else, I'll definitely point it out. I believe there's one more. Give me one sec. What's Fiverr doing?
Fiverr? They reported, didn't they? Yeah,
they did. So you see a little bit of a pop. Nothing too much there. Just for fun, I'll go ahead and set an alert there around $80 or so, just for that bounce. And of course, as always, we will see if we can get a VWAP test or something like that. I think it was UPST that we played yesterday. That kind of went really nice. Bounced off. Saw resistance where? Exactly around 150. You can see here was the resistance earlier. You saw it again in yesterday's session. And now it's above. So now actually what I'm going to do, I'm glad I brought this one up. Set an alert around 150 or so. So resistance, act as support. We've seen it too many times. And then let's see if we can get something going. And as always, I'll keep an eye on the options flow to see if the whales are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in, so I can put my $20 in the hat.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to bring up my charts here. I will, of course, be basing everything off of the SPY today. It's going to depend on what headlines we get, but the movement of the SPY will kind of dictate everything. That's always the case, but especially now. So when you have a headline-driven market, it seems like. So I'll be watching that. I call this flat. I know we're technically in the red here. We're down, but I call it flat. We're down 0.64%. That we're down 3 points here. That might as well be flat, frankly. So let's just see how we behave in the broad indexes this morning. But I'm also interested in stocks that are moving in the opposite direction from a lot of their peers. So two of them Zunaid mentioned, right? Fiverr and Upstart. Upstart and Fiverr are both like what we would call growth stocks, right? High growth spec names that had huge runs up in the last couple of years and have had huge retracements in the last year or so. Upstart, really, it's a question of, do we get continuation today? Do we hold those gains or do we not? So that's first things first. Fiverr is kind of the same way, just it's a day earlier, obviously, because they reported this morning, and Upstart was the other day. But the Fiverr call is happening right now. Again, same story. High growth stock, huge run up, huge retracement. Do they hold the gains from the pre-market session or not? Because this is not the kind of market that has been very good for these types of stocks, frankly. So I don't know what they're saying on their call right now, Fiverr. They both had great reports, Upstart and Fiverr, but it's a market that likes value. It's a market that likes safety. It likes energy. It likes consumer staples. It does not like high growth tech stocks, which these both are. So I'm curious to see if they hold. And on the downside, I'm looking at Hyatt here, right? We talked about the reopening trade. Look at the trend Hyatt's on. Hyatt is on a huge uptrend this morning, and yet, a huge uptrend in the last couple of years, basically. But this morning, look, it's down 6% on their earnings report. So in a stock that's been in a massive uptrend, within a larger reopening trade, the stock was at all-time highs, I believe. Yeah, that was at an all-time high yesterday. Okay, so down 6% this morning off of an all-time high from yesterday. Does it revert back to its trend and resume up higher or not? I don't know. But those are kind of three things that I'm watching here. They're all moving against the broader trend from the rest of their friends. So do they go back to the pack, or do they stay?
Real quick, Spencer, on Hyatt there. I mean, this I can see exactly why you're worried. That crashed all the way to the level it was at 2 days ago. So let's look out there. Joke right there. I mean, look at what day is that? February 14th? Went all the way back to that level. No big deal. To me, that's NBD at all. I'm really excited. I'm glad you're back here, because one of the other stocks that I'm going to be looking to build a long-term position in is Portillo's. You just spent time talking about how some of the big growth stocks had large retracements. Well, guess what? Those are the stocks that are actually bouncing the most right now. Upstart is a great example of that. That thing is down from 400. And it's bouncing really heavily. Now, Portillo's, a couple of things here about Portillo's. You know that they've never closed a store? Ever. They've never closed a store.
How many do they have? Like 12?
67.
Okay. That's
okay.
Good.
So this company, I think, is primed for growth. Now, you hit it right on the head. You were saying earlier that this market does not like growth. And if you were listening to what we were talking about prior to the change of the year at the end of December, I said that this year the market's going to favor value to growth. It's going to be a value market instead of a growth market. Now, how long does that last? I don't have the answer to that. However, I do think this is a stock that I think can easily 4-5x from where it's at, given enough time. Okay. I'm excited to see the level that it's at. Frankly, if I could get this to come back down to 22 or 23, I'd be ecstatic. I'd really like to add there. So I'm going to be looking at this one. I'm going to be scaling in. This is not going to be a one-shot buy here, but I know we've talked about Portillo's before. You're aware of the magnificence of Portillo's. So it's time. It's time. It's time to start building a position here, and it's time to bank off beef and burgers.
I have stocks, not Portillo's, but I have stocks that I'm interested in buying. And they're all growth stocks, though. And I don't know if I can pull the trigger right now. Like Shopify, for example.
Totally get it.
I wanted Shopify 2 years ago, and I felt like I missed my shot here. I watched it run all the way up, and now it's come all the way back down. It's dropped by $1,000 in the last 3 months, from $1,700 to $700 a share. I want to buy it, but I'd be much more inclined to just let's see how it shakes out. A lot of these high growth names that have report earnings that aren't necessarily bad per se. They're not bad. They're just no longer in rocket ship mode, which is fine, frankly, right? Growth isn't a linear trajectory all the time. I just would want to see it shake out for a little bit here, but Shopify is one that I'm watching. It's kind of the same. It's kind of my Portillo's, I guess. I don't know. Akshai says it's going to 300. I mean, it could. Frankly, I mean, there's no reason it couldn't drop another $400. It just dropped $1,000 in 3 months, so why not? Where is Mitch? Mitch is going to ETH Denver. Ashton, if you're in the Colorado area, you should go to ETH Denver and check it out.
Yeah, I'm about to get on out of here. Got everything packed on up. Just want to go ahead and trade the open here. A lot of this is just because I'm trying to close some of my gold trade.
Nice.
AU guys have been the swing trade here, guys. We've been watching this. We've been in this since around 2130s. Now we're going to go ahead and book some profits here on AU. Gold has had a good run. I could hold to see if we break out through the highs right out the gates, but I'm just going to take half of it off here to let the pressure get off of me. I can set a stop, and then I can go to my conference and just put a smile on my face, not even worry about the trade. A lot of that is paying myself a little bit here, and so that I don't get into the point where I'm like, man, I need to keep this on watch all day long. And you guys see me in the conference pulling out the phone, looking at the stock. That's what I don't want to do. As a swing trader, sometimes you got to just take what's given, right? So I got a gift, overnight gift. It gapped on up. I'm going to take some of that gift, and then I'm going to let this see if the momentum can continue to work. I'm also going to be watching MRO. Of course, we had a great trade on that yesterday. Awesome trade, day trade right out the gates. We actually took this twice. Got stopped out, break even, then got back in it, got 2 rewards on that next move. So great trade on MRO. We'll see if we can get this out the gates. Another thing to keep on watch, gave it an alert yesterday on Money Mitch. Keep your eyes on financial services. I'm starting to see this starting to creep on up. I always like to look at sectors and be a little bit ahead. So you guys know how I've been calling the reopening trades. That made a good move. I'm a little bit early on here, but I'm starting to watch these financial services. Look how you've made these runs on ups, kept hold of the range on the downside. Now I think if you come back and you take that out on the highs, you're going to start seeing some breakout in financial stocks. Of course, what can you look at? You can look at like BAC, JPM. Look for those to have a good day. I don't want to see those get knocked down. I want to see those start rising. Of course, this also could be, of course, Fed rates are kind of as a given now, rate hikes. So that's what I'm also looking at. Another area that you guys can watch today is industrials. Industrials are starting to look a little bit better. An area that I would watch is railroads. Look at this daily. You just got above it. Now you can hold out. You could have a nice breakout on those. One that I would watch on that is CP. You can keep an eye out. I like this Canadian Pacific Railroadways. It's starting to push back up. Could get up there towards the 80s or 75s.
All right. We got 2 minutes here until the open, and things are looking, I don't know. They're back and forth here.
Russia talks. Let's just be honest.
In the time you started talking, Mitch, I saw 3 different Russia headlines go by. So
exactly. Exactly. That's going to move the market.
Is Bullard talking? Because I know he's scheduled to go at 11, and I'm wondering if he's talking now.
I saw some stuff fly by. Yeah, I think I don't know. He's speaking at some economic club. It's not on TV or anything, but he's all they do is jockey. All these Fed presidents, they go out and they jockey for public opinion. You got the Hawks and the Doves, and they come together and then they go apart and they try to get the public on their side, and then they debate. I don't know, whatever. I don't.
What do you call it when you cross a hawk and a dove?
I don't know.
Is that an owl? I don't know. Still trying to figure it out.
I don't know. 9:29 here, just about here. So we're 1 minute out from the open. I'm also keeping an eye. I have a few like swing-ish trades on them right now. I've got a YOLO trade in BCRX, so I keep an eye on that every day. And I've got I keep an eye on my Callaway, my ELY, because I'm not quite sure. I bought that, and then I don't know how I feel.
Let me see if I can get a joke in before the bell here.
Yep.
So this was the false bottom, the Fed here. This is Powell with the rock here on the right-hand side.
Nice.
Bullard like, just do it. And this is us right here on the left-hand side. Boom, getting through the water there, guys. We'll see what happens there. Hey, inflation, guys. Well, what's going on out there? Which way are we going to go? Are we going to go Bullard's way? Is Bullard going to push Powell a little bit? We'll see.
I don't know. All I know is it is just about 9:30, so let's get ready for the open. Guys, just for awareness, I do have to hop for like 2 minutes, but I'll be back. I have to go through a quick phone call right now, and just to prepare for tomorrow's All Access show. But I'll be back probably in like a couple of minutes, so don't do anything. Don't break anything while I'm gone, all right?
I'll try not to.
Well, don't worry. We'll change all your permissions before you get back.
Yes.
I'm just going through these banners and
There's our
brands.
bell.
Good luck, everyone.
I might play some stuff.
There's our bell. Let's bring on Ryan's screen for fun, and I'll see you guys in like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
See,
So I actually have Hook here because Hook might still be in play. I know we had a great day yesterday with Hook. Anyway, just kind of watching it.
Oh,
also
yeah.
watching the DoorDash options like we just talked about here. Options have not priced yet. So as soon as they do, we'll have more of an understanding about what we're doing here.
All right, keeping a close eye on this 1 minute. About to sell some of this AU here, looking for a little drive on the 1 minute candle. But if it breaks through the low, I'm just going to get out. I'll take half of it off and let the rest of it work. MRO already shot through the gates. Man, I wanted to catch that one out the gates there. Was just looking at this AU trade. MRO already up there, shot there towards the 2140s. Was looking for a push at the 2120s, and it already pushed. I'll look for a VWAP bounce trade on that. I needed to come back there towards that area. But right here, let's just go ahead because I'm just going to be too focused on AU. I just took it off there, half of the share size, still have half share size from 2123. So let's just let the rest of it work here. And I'm going to not even look at AU anymore. I don't even need to. I can set a stop and get off of that. Let's look for MRO.
All right, riskier trade here. I went ahead and took the 255 calls on NVIDIA expiring this week. I filled at $5.34. Why? You can see I already gave you guys levels ahead of time. It was trying to bounce around the 250 area, so I'm in some calls. Realistically, you got to go ahead and scalp this. If not, below 250 and below 248, this could get ugly. So try to scalp it. I am in at $5.34. 255 calls on NVIDIA expiring this week.
And as far as DoorDash goes, those options are open. DoorDash actually taking a dip here, so no position. Remember, the only way that this gap and go is going to work is if we actually cross through that 9 EMA or get back up to it. So right now, no position, just kind of waiting for it to settle. Going to be watching the scanner in addition to DoorDash here. Also, Roblox strong out of the gate.
I need a pull back in MRO to take the shot. I wanted to do that as a day trade here and just get on out of here, but it already ripped through. I mean, that was a 50-cent push right out the gates. You could literally have just gotten it, boom, nailed out the day.
All right, you've got NVIDIA coming closer to the $50 level, the 250 level. I went ahead and grabbed some more contracts at $4 exactly. I'm going to get out of this second ad at around $4.60. I'll let you know if I get filled on the way out. All right. You just got filled on the way out, $4.60 out on the second ads. So we're already in profit. We're at a loss for the first additional buy. But as always, you get a smaller piece because you're adding it closer to your risk off.
Still watching DoorDash here.
Still need some more retracement on MRO, but it doesn't look like it's going to even retrace here.
Market is selling off here too. So be careful, folks.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was looking for, and that's why I'm looking at the oil and gold trade. I'm looking for sell-offs right now. Big part of that is one of the things that I'm going to point out to you guys is you guys need to really kind of keep on watch is that the Olympics end on the 20th. I think this is really important to that Russian news. I think on Monday, if I don't see that we've gone to war by then, I'm going to be bullish. But I'm really kind of concerned about this weekend and what can happen.
Those NVIDIA contracts are now at $5.25 on the bid. So if you added with me, make sure you scale out because you got a nice $1.30 move there. And if you're uncomfortable with the initial ad, go ahead and get out here. You can get out at break even.
All right, guys.
DoorDash continues to sell off. Going to take it off my screen. Emrin, which we talked about briefly, that's actually trading up here. There it goes, right at the 4 level on Emrin.
All right, guys, taking a trade here that I gave on Money Mitch. So you guys that don't watch Money Mitch, you might have missed the setup, but Macy's here, long there, taking the shot up there towards the 26.14 is going to look for that to kind of break on out there, get towards 26.50s today. Good retail numbers yesterday. Like this on the hourly, was looking for the red to green move. Got that move towards support. Want to see it hold now and try to take out the highs there. We'll see what happens. Macy's.
Living dangerously. Hey, man, you got to be quick. Got to be quick on them fingers.
Hey, there's only one way to do it. Know your in, know your outs, and then from there, execute.
Yeah, and I will say this.
Boom,
I'm not.
update.
There goes Emran.
Here, I'll go ahead and put up.
Not in it though. No, it's all right. I'm not in it.
Yeah, I've got my 3 charts up. Let me know if y'all want to put up anything here. Let's focus in on Dash as well, because I saw that come down. Woo, mama. 110. All right, say less.
We actually talked about Macy's in pre-market prep. I know someone was calling it out in the chat, so we'll see how this one moves. It's looking well right now. Wanted to get oil today, but man, that was a fast move out the gates there for oil.
I'm letting the chat know once again, if this gets closer to 250s, 249s, I will try one more time to profit on the ads, just like we did the first time. So far, this is a green trade. However, the first ads aren't looking too pretty, as we're down about $1.
Man, Emran missed it. Totally left without me here. 410 now. Big seller there, and it just got chomped. So Emran looks to want to go higher here, but it feels like I'm chasing at this point, trying to remain disciplined in the trading here. All about the process. We talk about it all the time.
Yep, that's what it's always about, man. All right, guys, this is gonna be my day trade of the day, and I'm just gonna nail this and try to get on out of here. This is Macy's. We'll see if I'm able to nail this, but this is just gonna be my trade of the day today. Macy's. We'll see if this can continue through that 26.18 level. Then I think we could get to 21.50 today. I'll try to take some through that 26.20s to see what happens there and take half of it off and see if it can continue working today. All right, let's go back to Zunaid's. It has multiple charts up there. I'm just looking at Macy's.
All right, so the third ad that we had on NVIDIA, because it came closer to that 250 level, I'm out at $4.75. So pretty much my ads have been profitable, which is helping me shake off the loss that I have on the initial. Sorry, I had to take a look at how much I was down in the initial one. But here, let me go ahead and pull up the minute chart. We told you 250 was kind of like the support area for NVIDIA. So here, when it came down, we were able to scalp some options, sold it up here, scalped it once again as it was that 250 area, already out of the additional ads, and now it's testing one more time. I will say this, it is under VWAP, which I do not like. So if your first ads, if you got them with me at 534, I would go ahead and get out if you're uncomfortable because you're down about 8% or so. Nothing too crazy.
Want to give a shout out here, and I appreciate it also for Ryan covering that MRIN today. I think that was definitely one to cover. Appreciate you covering that one, Ryan.
Yep, no problem. That was a nice trade. Glad that you got it. For me, it was just comes down to an execution flaw. I was a tad too slow and just refusing to actually chase it. But Raheel, great job nailing that. This is definitely one. By the way, 413 seems to be where it stopped before. Here it goes. You might get another pop here above 413. We'll keep watching it.
All right, guys, watching this Macy's is out there at 26.10s. I'm putting out an order here that's closed, half of it at 26.18. I just want to let you guys know when I put out orders, I try to give you guys advance. Most of the time, people won't let that know, but that's the level that I'm looking for. A pop into, sell half of it, then look for the rest to keep moving. If baseball gets canceled, I'm worried about DraftKings. I highly doubt baseball will get canceled, man.
What do you think about the lockout, though, Mitch? Like, honestly.
I honestly think it's just all about what happened in the pandemic. I mean, it was tough being in baseball during the pandemic. And I think it's all about a battle between the owners and players. I don't think that it'll continue into a lockout, at least into the season. You might miss some spring training, but that's because they want to miss spring training, guys. Yeah. They don't like spring training. Spring training is like, let's say, it's like being in the NFL and going to training camps. Training camps aren't the most exciting thing if you're an NFL player, right? I mean,
especially if you're a veteran NFL player and you've been to 20 of them already.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys. But here you go, guys. About to get out on this Macy's trade. Let's see if I get the fill there. Boom, half of it out there. Now looking for that continuation move through the resistance trend line here. Let's see if we can get this continued move here. Nailing the day trade of the day. Let's go. Let's go. 26.21's there. Now we want to make sure that it holds VWAP no matter what, which is our break-even price point. So let's see if we can get this extension on up. Where will we look for the extension up there? 26.45. I have literally the line already drawn, reward already in mind. Let's see if we get on up there. Eventually, I do think you could get towards that 26.90s, but I'm just looking for the momentum day trade here.
Marin sweeps now. Marin new highs, 415. It looks like 416. So still kind of watching this. Would love this to come back in towards 4 again. Take a stab at it. Volume is really, really impressive. The reason I don't want to chase right now is because I feel like we might get one of those nasty pulls. Zunaid, remember, we saw that in the hook yesterday. Looked real, real strong, and all of a sudden they pulled it 15 cents. I want to avoid that. If I can avoid that, I'm going to have much more success trading this name. Just got to avoid. I'd actually like to add on that pull, but we'll see if we get it.
We've heard of fat fingers. I went ahead and tried to buy MRIN. I went ahead and bought MRNA. Huge difference. So give me a second to get out of this position.
Nate, stop it, dude. Stop it.
I'm dead serious. I looked and I was like, whoa, why do I have like, why do I just overpay for MRIN? And I'm like, oh, that's right, you knucklehead. It's not MRIN. You're trading MRNA. But anyway.
You know what this is, right? This is that broken table sound.
Are you going to play?
Oh, no.
Oh, they're going to play something.
Oh, it looks like I'm having
new
driver issues, so it didn't play it there. I played it, though. The broken table.
High.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I broke the table. Oh, no. You got to see that video. I got to get that on the video so people understand that video. It's just this little kid that sits on his glass table, and that thing just shatters.
Man.
Oh, man.
And you see his mom come in the room. He's just like, oh, no, the table. It just shattered.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but I saw one of the most hilarious videos cross my timeline. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It's the little kid that says bacon is good for me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before, but man, oh man, I saw that this morning and I about lost it. I was laughing so hard. Marin again, new highs here, 419, about to go to the key level of 420.
I'm so pissed. Stupid MRNA.
You're pissed. I missed this buy-in here at like 401.
Oh yeah, I missed it at like 407.
16 cents on this puppy already.
I was planning on getting it much later. By the way, you do see Matterport, ticker MTTR, has some options flow coming in. They're buying the 7.5 calls expiring tomorrow, $123,000 worth. Yeah, okay. I might have to grab a small size there if you're going to put that type of moolah in there. Let's see if they come back and do it.
Dude,
all right, you know what? Here, I'm going to go MTTR. I'm going to go ahead and grab a very small size because the risk reward is god awful here. If I can get my hotkey to work. There we go. I'm in at $6.97. If it comes to VWAP, which is closer to 670s, I will go ahead and add some more. And then below that, I will be out. I would say realistically, my risk might be 50 cents here, which would be the 650 area, which you saw it bounce from low day earlier. MRIN hitting 420, seeing resistance. What?
Key level at 420 there.
Show is.
So okay, so Matterport. So your plan is this looking like a momentum bounce? What's going on here with Matter? What's the thesis here?
Good call. The thesis is that somebody went ahead and bought some contracts that expire tomorrow that believe that Matterport is going to be, I don't want to say it'll be at 7.5 calls, but I just see options activity there. You can see on my
sure.
Yeah, you can see on my charts, UPST is nearing 150. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and try and be risky here. And I will go ahead and buy. Oh my God, these spreads. I won't do anything. Never mind. Holy
wrecked.
Bro. It's 4 by 460. Yeah.
I just like the realization. Oh, I'm not going to do anything. that right there is worth the price of admission.
Yeah. Okay. So now they're getting a little. Oh man.
Marin,
all right, look.
420, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Putting an order out here at let's do
Matterport
2640 here.
Oh man.
2640 is trying to get this profit here, and Macy's. Let's see if we get that push there. Looking like we're about to get it.
We gonna have to go $4. Yeah, we going $4.
Let's do $4, baby.
All right,
Put that Macy's so I can
UPST.
sell it.
You want the Macy's here? Where do you want it? There you go. Macy's bottom right.
Thank you. Appreciate
No
you.
worries. No worries. All right. I realize the bigger screen that I have doesn't mean that the bigger you guys see it. You know what I mean? It's just for me.
that would be the best part, right?
That would be. All right. Let's see here. UPST. Yeah, I mean, okay, look, I couldn't play UPST because it was spreading. I'm not going to call out something to y'all, especially because there's a delay, then spreads, whatever.
Did I get it?
What's you looking? What's your area?
Oh. It just hit my offer, but it didn't take it there. It hit 2640s. I have right now 2640s. Canceling the order here just because
I'd go 38, 39.
Exactly. There's no point. So right now, what I do is I'll put it on market. I canceled the order, looking for it to flush
you
through
got 42
here.
now.
And any momentum here? 42s. Slowing down. Looking for a little push to 50. Can we get it?
NVIDIA testing the 250s once again.
There's some buying. That doesn't want to go through. Let's go ahead. Let's get out there. 2640s. Boom, baby. Macy's. Not a bad trade there, guys. Not a bad trade at all.
We're going $6. We're going $6.
$6, guys. $6 there.
All right, UPST. Why? Because look, right over here, you had the 150 bounce. Now, I will say it did come down all the way to about 159s or so. But again, support resistance is not exactly a price point. It's more of a zone. It's more of an area, right? You'll have wicks here and there, and that's just the way it works. Like, for example, you have resistance at $7 on Matterport right here. It popped all the way to 707. Nothing obscenely crazy. But I will say NVIDIA coming back down. The initial ads, I still have them. And I will look to get one more. I'll let you guys know what my fill is. But the closer it gets to about 248, I will go ahead and grab another contract on the 250s. Or shoot, the 255s.
All right, guys, again, quickly, let me just jump this and then I'll be on out of here, guys. So this was a quick trade here today. It was Macy's off the red to green move. You always look for a support. You want to see that kind of hold when it goes flushing through it. Then you want to see wicks, long wicks down there, showing you what? Buying pressure coming in there. And then now you're seeing it get back above VWAP. Well, I always look for it to get back above and then come right back and test it. That's exactly what happened here on that Macy's candle. That's why I got in there above 2590s. I actually got 2595s and then pushed there towards the 26, looking for the breakout above the whole number. And then, of course, selling into the resistance, I think, was a good move here. The 2618s and then the 2645 level that we already had drawn out. We took 2640s, but I appreciated taking the resistance profit there versus waiting for the down pulls, selling into the strength. That's going to be the day trade of the day.
And real quick here, one of the things that I wanted to highlight, Roy was watching it. We talked about it from the outset here. Roy was just saying the same thing. See what the VIX is doing. Exactly. The VIX is trading up. VIX actually at highs here today. This is actually one of the reasons why I was dialing back some of the trading, kind of being a little bit more conservative. It actually accounts for me missing Emrin, which I'm okay with, right? I stuck to my plan, and the market is still pulling here. VIX is still trading up here. I don't necessarily think this is over yet. So just kind of using this as a gauge. Now, anything that's going to run contrary to this, anything that's showing relative strength to a pulling market might be a good target to go after. Something to keep in mind.
Last call, MRO, man. What a move out the gates. I'm kind of pissed that I didn't catch this one. I was looking at AU, but man, what a nice push there right out the gates. 6.25% out the gates there on oil. Definitely a big push on up. Big resistance. What I loved about this one is an hourly pattern, guys. Use those patterns to kind of give you the advantage, the edge there. Look at that 1 hour candle. Big push in oil. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to let Spencer take on over. I'll see you guys at the ETH conference. If you guys want to meet me up there, get on out there, guys.
Hit him up. Hit him up. Hit him up. All right. What did I miss? I'm sorry, guys. What did I
Hold
miss?
on, I'll tell you what you missed here in a second. But real quick, on those contracts, you can see on the charts, and again, this is why we give you levels beforehand. NVIDIA came to 248. I grabbed the 255 calls, got filled at $3.35. My out will be around $3.90, and then $4.20. Basically, now that it's below 250, I'm looking for it to test 250 and then either reject or continue. We're just trying to play a little bit of bounce. Let you guys know if I go ahead and get filled on my way out.
As far as what you missed, real quick, let's talk about DoorDash, right? Because we were looking for a gap and go play on DoorDash. I was telling you that the 9 EMA, well, let me add that to this chart because I was actually on a different chart when we did this before. So here we go. So 9 EMA is going to be the dark blue line. Let me make this actually easier to see. We were just having a discussion about how some of these things are difficult to see. So we'll go ahead and just make this easier. All right. So the 9 EMA is going to be your orange line there. I'll turn VWAP off as well. What the goal of this trade was to enter as close to the 9 EMA as possible and then ride it as long as the price stayed above it. Well, the price didn't even go above it. We pulled right as the market opened. We never really got back to the 9 EMA. And now you can see the price is actually riding below it. So I'm not a short trader. I suppose that you could have played this to the short side. I certainly would have lost, so I just don't do it. I was actually looking for this type of move to the upside. The great part about this strategy is that you know ahead of buying whether or not this is going to be palatable. As soon as I saw Dash selling off, and as soon as it moved lower, it did not look like it was going to reclaim that 9 EMA. I started to look for some other plays. So although we were hoping for a gap and go here and we were wrong, we actually didn't risk anything because the trade didn't set up. It's one of the reasons why I really like this setup. So we're able to avoid disaster here. We'll see if DoorDash can actually catch. Spencer, the other thing that you missed was the trade that did work. We were talking about Marin through this Marin software. We're talking about Marin through 4. Now, I was unable to get a fill. I was a little slow there, but multiple people in the chat nailed this. In fact, I think Roy might still be in this. I think there was another 2 people that Raheel actually closed this for a gain. So we had a nice little trade here. This is actually setting up. High of the day is going to be 424. I think if we pop that, we've got another scalp here.
Out NVIDIA calls, by the way. Ads were profitable. The initial one, not so much. It took an L on that one overall.
We were wondering before, or I was wondering before the open here, like you've got a couple of these growth stocks gapping up off earnings. Are they going to hold the gains or not? And thus far, the answer is clearly no. Big fat no. I'm looking at you. I don't know why Shopify there. Let's get Fiverr up there. Let's get FVRR. Big fat no on whether it can hold the gains thus far. Same with DoorDash. Right, as you guys were just talking about. So
DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash, and then what was the Upstart, UPST? That was the one from yesterday. Yeah. So okay, weakness, some growth names. We'll see, and then likewise, my Hyatt. I shouldn't say my Hyatt. I don't own this stock at all. It is the one that I called out. Is still down for the day, but again, can it close the gap and resume trend or not? So I'm going to bring on my scanner tool. This is the tool that I use throughout the day from 9:30 to 4 o'clock during the market hours. I've got my movers. I've got my gainers from the open onward on the left, and my movers in the last 5 minutes on the right. Gainers up top, losers up bottom. And this is just what I use to track the market throughout the day and watch what's moving and what's not, basically. So obviously, we're down here pretty much across the board. Energy, oh gosh, how many times in the last several months has every sector been red except for energy? I feel like it's like three times a week, frankly. I don't know. Slow black. If I see a trade, I got no problem making a trade. I do have. I don't like having too many balls in the air at any one time, and I've got a couple of balls right now. I've got that I'm juggling.
Family show, Spencer. Come on.
I've got Zunaid, get out of here, man.
Me? What? Ryan is the. I didn't say shit. I didn't say anything.
What?
I didn't say anything.
That worked perfectly.
It's okay. You know what? You're rusty. It's okay. It's okay.
Get out of here, you guys. No, I'm saying because I've got a YOLO.
You've got a couple of balls, yeah.
A YOLO one and BCRX. I've got this Callaway that I'm not so sure about. Do you guys know that I'm long Flonk Formula One?
Yeah, no. So I think actually Mitch told us about
Mitch
that. I
mentioned
think
that, yeah.
one of the days that you ditched us and weren't here, Mitch was telling us that you ended up buying that. Was that largely because of the Netflix series?
Well, I preempted it actually because they announced the premiere of the series when it's going on Netflix, and they announced that like yesterday or the day before. And I bought this thing last week, and that was before I knew that Warren Buffett bought the stock last quarter also. So hey, like minds, think alike.
I saw on Twitter, I don't know how true it is because it is Twitter, that Warren Buffett apparently bought a sub $10 stock or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. All right, Q's, by the way,
I don't know.
getting closer and
I don't know what it
closer
is.
to 350. I'll look it up at Pro and see if we've got it. Let's see. All right, the closer that Q's get to 350, I'm going to go ahead and get some calls. Let me see what I can play.
And what I'm real quick, Zunaid, if you need to
You're
interrupt,
fine.
go ahead. I'm looking at DoorDash because it looks like it's trying to find some footing and curl here, but I'm also looking at the market and seeing it just bleed. So sorry, I had Emran up on this screen. If it,
Yeah,
let's go over to Dash. You can see on the 1 minute chart here, like it's curling off the bottom here. And I want to take a stab at this at minimum to return to like the 115 level. Market really not cooperating though. Seeing some of these reports about a tank on fire or something like that. Some of those headlines. So would like to take this, but haven't yet.
I'm going to have a little bit of
Big
fun
positive.
just because of risk reward and whatnot. I'm going to take DoorDash short. Went ahead and got filled at 110 puts at $3.64. Why? Because it's coming up near VWAP, which I am hoping is going to end up acting as resistance. Now, if it gets above VWAP and above 112.50, I was wrong. I will get out. But just simply from a risk reward standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and take some puts here. And I'm going to have my limit order to go ahead and get out at $3.90 as my first out. I'll let you know if I get filled, then 430, then 460. Keep you posted if I get filled on my outs. But that's the reason that I'm taking the short. And let's see. What was that ticker? People are saying it was NU. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah. It was a new position for him. And when I say new position, I mean they hadn't owned the stock before and they bought it last quarter. So if you're buying new right now, this is a stock that, Warren Buffett probably bought this thing. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that because this thing IPO'd at or it opened at $11.
Real quick. Sorry. I went ahead and took my half size off at $3.90 on those dash puts. You can see that it spiked down here a little bit, so it gave me the premium. This is why you do it on limit order, so you can go ahead and get out. Good. But yeah, it was ticker NU here. I can go ahead and share. Right there, you can see Warren Buffett acquires $1 billion stake in rat poison. I didn't know that's what that was, but all right.
It's 9:57. Oh crap. Okay, so
I've got another call. I'm Spencer. I'm cool.
No. It's before I knew that Mitch was going to be out today because I didn't know until a couple days ago that he was going to be out today and tomorrow. So before I knew
we're holding it down.
Yeah. No, I trust you guys.
You're wrong too.
Hey, wait, did you guys hear what Charlie Munger said yesterday about crypto? I love old people. Old people are the best. They say whatever they want, and you can't hold it against them.
Didn't he say something like he's glad he didn't or something?
Charlie Munger said crypto is like a venereal disease, which like I don't agree, but like
I mean,
I don't agree, but who cares?
He would know about that comparison. Is that the deal?
I don't know who cares. He's 98 years old. He can say whatever he wants. As far as when I'm 98, I intend to say the most horrible things right, about everything because I'm 98.
Well, hopefully you're not on TV then.
Oh no, I certainly. no, but by that point there will be no TV. It'll all be like in your Neuralink in your brain.
I'm just imagining Spencer. Back in my day, AMC was going to the moon. That's what I'm imagining you.
I walked to Benzinga with no shoes, uphill both ways. I mean, it was terrible.
I did pre-market prep, and I did pre-market prep at the close. That's exactly how I imagine Spencer.
Spencer is not amused.
He's not happy with us right now.
I'm carrying on 3 conversations at the same time. What else is new?
Spencer, I'm so cool.
Hey, wait. Do you guys
throwing daggers today?
Do Oh my god! This is why I don't come back.
You're scaring him away, man.
He's been gone for so long. We've got to have a little fun. Who knows when he's going to come back? We have all access tomorrow.
No, what I was gonna say was, do you guys want your own emoji? Because we can arrange that. We can make Zunaid Ryan emojis if you want.
Is the Pope Catholic? Of course, I want my own emoji.
Okay, done. Enver, I don't know if Enver's watching, but Enver, if you're watching, go ahead, man. You have the okay to make, because there isn't. You can do an emoji of me, and Mitch and Luke and Aaron, but we'll get Zunaid and Ryan emojis out here. We can get
like an emoji or a Bitmoji. I don't know. I'm down whatever.
Only for our YouTube members, though. Only for our YouTube members.
Oh, so like emotes and okay. I'm gonna need you to get hip.
I like this.
Yeah.
We need a face rip emoji. The ghost. Yes. We absolutely need some type of face rip. It would be amazing if it was like Ethan Hunt pulling off the rubber mask. Really cool.
That would be cool. That would be
all right.
cool.
You are seeing, by the way, someone called it out in the chat, so I went and took a look. You are seeing some Lucid calls come in. Looks like the $30 call is expiring today, or excuse me, expiring tomorrow. Lucid, a little too out there. I would need to wait for a retest of VWAP, maybe around 29.20, 29.30s, and then I can go ahead and buy some of those. But you are seeing some calls come in on Lucid.
And actually, I'm just seeing this. I'm late. I'm way too late to actually trade this, at least right now, until this sets up. But ticker WNW, Wilson November Wilson. I guess whiskey November whiskey. Looked like we just kind of blasted off from this 245 level. Went as high as 327. Let me see if I don't see any news in here or anything. Unsure what happened here on my scanner, but we were busting on Spencer, so I missed it. That's karma for you.
Yeah, sad.
It's Thomas Mueller saying, I saw some Japanese 70-year-old guy that was in better shape than most 20-year-olds. Thomas, I've actually seen something very, very similar. In fact, I read an article from, I believe it was a Japanese doctor at the time. He was like 90-something, like high 90s, and he was moving around and still working. And he said that some of his best tips are always take the stairs when you can. And if even better, skip a stair so that you keep your legs moving. And I was just like, that seems so simple, but hard to argue with this guy. Yeah, it's really incredible, the shape that some people keep themselves in.
I like it. DoorDash, we are short DoorDash. We went ahead and already had our first exit, half size at what was it, 390. Now the rest of it, not the rest of it, but another size we were looking to get out at 420. It looks like the ask got all the way up to 410. Didn't take me out on the sell side, so still in it. But the next exit for me on DoorDash, 110 puts expiring this week, is going to be $4.20.
Berlin, real quick, I really appreciate the support there. You're my guy. I'm not sure what yearly option you're referring to. Do me a favor, send me an email, get me the details, and I will get you a direct answer. See what we can do. Go ahead and shoot me an email, my man. Lightweights and never stopping. Yeah, I'm with you, Thomas. I'm totally with you there. DoorDash still looking like it's bouncing. When I first started looking at those calls, they were about 330. The current ask is 4, so 70 cents worth in there. Was hoping for a little bit bigger run. How did you do on those?
I will let you know, but I'm about to take myself out here. If DoorDash can give me 1 second.
Oh, there it's popping now.
Yes, it is.
Man.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and see myself out here on, oh, nope, got to cancel that limit order so I can go ahead and get out here. All right, I am out of DoorDash at $2.91. If it comes back below VWAP and if it cracks, what is this, 110? I could go ahead and get back in the put side.
Slow back telling me I'm going to install an elevator to go from the bedroom to the living room. Love the clap back there. You must have a pretty awesome house if you're taking your elevator from your bedroom to your living room. That sounds pretty sweet. Not gonna shit talk that. Maddie Ice says lightweights go heavy. Man, just do whatever you can. As long as you're working out, as long as you're getting that heart pumping, you're in good shape. Where did Spencer go? Spencer is part of the Cool Kids Club and went to go take a phone call. We expect him back though.
Unless we scared him off. Sorry, Spencer.
Well, nothing, Zunaid. It would have been you that scared him off. So let's not get it twisted.
My B.
still looking around here. It does look like the broader market is trying to find some footing here. Both the SPY and the Dow. NASDAQ has actually already started to bounce. SPY and the Dow seem like they're really still getting some footing here. It'd be interesting to see if the lows are in for the day. Palantir, high of the day. Let's go ahead and pull up Palantir. When was the last time you traded Palantir?
I looked at trading it this morning because I think $12 was support that I was keeping an eye on, but it's not my expertise. And what do you know?
What do you know is that the $12
$12
support was great today. I mean, that trade off 12, that was money.
Damn it, man. I really need to start
again now here too.
By the way, MTTR, not forgotten about this one. I'm still in this one. It's just a slow mover. I thought it would go faster, but MTTR, you're in the money by about 10 cents. So do as you please. Matterport, MTTR.
Yeah, Dash now 112. Those calls we were looking at 520 ask. So that was a nice one, man. A little slow here, Zunaid. I'm a little disappointed in my own performance today.
That's all right.
It's
it happens.
The good news. Trying to always looking up, always looking at the positives. We identified the right stocks today. Even with DoorDash initially, the initial plan didn't work out, but we identified the bounce. So going pretty well here. A lot of this is going to depend on the market, and I'm curious to see what kind of Fed talk we get today. That's the other thing.
Yeah. And by the way, Lucid went ahead and talked about those options calls coming in. Those are doing well now. For me, the risk reward just wasn't there. I needed it closer to about 29.20s, so that's why I didn't grab them.
Going around here. Chermo closed a gain on Lucid 23%. Way to go, my man. The Ghost. Anyone else getting 10% swings on a daily basis? The Ghost, a lot of stocks are trading
10%.
in large ranges. So I don't think that's anything specific to the stocks that you have. A lot of stocks are frankly trading like Bitcoin, as one of our happy hour members likes to say. They're just large moves on a regular basis. Hopefully you're capitalizing on that, my man. Good stuff. David wants to take a look at SoFi. It's been a while. It's actually been a hot minute since we've taken a look at SoFi.
Pulled you up.
All right. So actually SoFi bouncing here off of the 1280 level. Let's take a look to the left and see what we're looking at here. I think the bottom is probably in for SoFi, right? So I don't know what the plan is. I know there are a lot of people like this. I don't necessarily have the same bullish opinion. I do think, though, that this should at least make a move back to the 16 level. To me, that's just what feels like is next here. Now, it's obviously not going to go straight up. I think there's going to be some back and forth, so I would add on drops here. But to me, it looks at least like 16, maybe even 1650 on a test here. We'll see, though. It does look like the bottom is in. This does look like a fairly good bottoming formation. It's messy. It's back and forth. But at the end of the day, it looks like it might be reversing.
Let's see.
Oh, we got Jeff D's in here. Hide your wife, man. Jeff D's is here. Be careful. Hide your kids, hide your wife. We're gonna bust out the old YouTube video quotes today. That's just feels like that kind of day. Someone want to take a look at Zillow? Let me make sure I quote the right person here. Check out Z. This is SLS Trade saying check out Z. Zillow, real interesting at a really decent level right here. This 65 level, let's just call it 65 to 66. This was clearly resistance in the past, some pretty good resistance, and actually acted as support on this first pullback. Now, we did end up breaking it, but it looks like we're going to reclaim it here. Here's the thing about Zillow. I'm not certain on how to actually trade the housing market. In fact, if you have a realty background, you might have an edge there. However, strictly looking at the chart here on Zillow, to me, it looks like this gap is definitely going to get filled. So we're looking at about 20 points from where we're at now, maybe 18, 19 points here. So if you're going to play this for the gap, I would say that that's probably not a bad play. unsure how you're going to play. If you're going to play it with equity, I think a 60 stop probably makes sense. You're playing with options to find your risk using the instrument that you buy. But this gap looks like this is going to be the next test here, SLS trades. So I suspect as long, I mean, again, I'm not really dialed into the real estate market a lot, but I suspect that we actually test that gap. And in fact, if we break above 69, nice, I think we probably definitely enter that gap. So hopefully that helps you. We're getting BBIG requests in the chat.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Good old friend BBIG. Let's see where we're at here. So BBIG had a really good day, or I guess a good pre-market yesterday. A decent day the day before. Actually, this was a really good trade. Someone shouted this out the other day. I forgot your name. I'm sorry about that. But someone shouted BBIG out the other day. Had a nice little trade on that. It looks like it's trying to bounce off the 335 here. Again, no position. I don't like the long-term story here, but this thing makes a heck of a good day trader. We've been in and out of this thing a number of times.
Good call on DoorDash, by the way. Now, if you're trying to go long DoorDash, right, and you missed the boat, you can kind of wait for it to come back to VWAP around 111, 110 or so, and then you can go ahead and get yourself going. For UPST, it's testing VWAP. If you want to go short, not a bad spot in terms of risk reward. 152.50 would be your risk off above that. So if you want to go short, UPST, I think you're at a decent spot here.
Jeff Dees is selecting Pinterest. I told you guys, hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm looking at Pinterest here. This thing, I mean, like, let me pull this chart up because this just, you just look at a chart like this and you're like, WTF? Like, what is going on here? Like, like how do you actually buy this thing? Really, 24 looks to be a pretty good level. I guess if you're going to take a stab here, maybe you can trade it against 24, maybe 23.50. I can understand why you'd want to play this to the long side because bouncing back. I mean, you might be. This thing was cut. Let's see, it was $50 on October 25th. It's $25 now, so it's been cut in half in a matter of a couple of months. So interesting on Pinterest.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching all those social media names for the last couple of days. That big flush down yesterday off the open was that was a Google headline that they were going to follow the same route as Apple and make it very difficult to track people through the Android OS. Through the app universe. I would be highly skeptical of any app-based company right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Spence. With
wow. Wait, were you on the monthly of Pinterest just now?
I believe I was on the daily. Let me pull it back up here.
That monthly. Holy moly! How many months in a row is that?
Yeah, no, I was on the daily, but here, let's go to the monthly for you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in a row. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I got to like 90 and then it just went. Near.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. And look at the volume. Look at the volume. Bears completely in control in this thing.
UPST, if you went ahead and took the idea from the short because of the VWAP rejection, you're doing pretty well. Now keep an eye. 150 could be a bounce area, and you've got the previous close and also low of day in your way of this one making new lows. But hope you guys understand. Now look, the UPSC short was the same exact reason that we took short on DoorDash right over here. And we got about 60 cents out of it, but ultimately it went ahead and popped. So now DoorDash, if it goes below VWAP, could be an interesting spot to get short, but UPSC looks a lot better and you're already in the money. Scale out if you took the trade.
What else are we seeing out there?
Seeing banks trading down.
Everything is down, yeah. Except energy. Oh no, even energy just turned. That's interesting.
JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, both real weak today. You'd think with rate hikes on the horizon that wouldn't be the case.
Oh, this is interesting. I wasn't sure. I never know when the market's going to give the legs to certain rumors or M&A type headlines. And Hasbro is actually your top gainer in the S&P 500 index today, HAS. And the reason that is because an activist investor came out and is pounding the table that Hasbro should spin off
Wizards of the Coast, yeah.
Yeah, but to be more specific, that's their Dungeons and Dragons unit. Right?
Yeah, and Magic the Gathering.
And Magic, right, sorry. And that appears to have some legs here. You know, Wall Street loves when you spin things off and get money as a result of it, and they don't like when you spend money to buy things. But yeah, that's interesting. Up 6% today. Let's go to a daily on the Hasbro chart.
AMC, interesting action right here. Zunaid, do you see any option sweeps coming through on AMC? This feels like a sweeper event. That 2005. Watch this 20 level on AMC.
2050 calls expiring tomorrow came in. You've got about 1, 2, 3, so approximately $45,000 worth. Those are the 2050 calls on AMC expiring
Through 20 now. AMC. Here we go. Are the
Nice
apes gearing
call
up
out.
or something? Yeah, no,
Nice
that felt like sweeping action right there.
Nice.
I mean, look at this. So okay, so we've gone through 23 times so far this morning, and we have not been able to continue that pop. We've got option sweeps back in it now. Interesting. I'm not an AMC bull, but I'll trade anything that's moving around. Here we go through 20 again. Let's see if we can actually get some oomph here.
Let's take a look
There
at
it
also
goes.
DWAC. You also got DWAC moving.
There it goes.
Good call out.
That was really nice, man. Well played.
Good call out, Ryan.
Man.
Holy moly.
Nice job.
You freaking nailed that one.
See, Spence, this is what we do here.
Wow.
Yeah, Spence, you see what you're missing out on?
Ryan was like, hey, I'm watching AMC. And then next thing you know, AMC starts breaking out.
Well, that's why I asked you, Nate, about those option sweeps, because you get that quite a bit. When
Yep.
you see that, when the option players come in there, they're telling you that they're looking to take this thing higher.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be the smart money. It doesn't have to be someone coming in with $1 million. Just when you see multiple option sweeps like that, you know, and the chart pattern's there, good volume there. This is a hot name. So it had a lot of stuff going through it.
I love it. I love it.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff there.
Uh,
We are going to have our producer, Aaron Bree, hop in
Yes.
around 10 or 15 minutes or so to chill while the rest of us dip out here. Keep it going.
Lucid
Love
at $30
Aaron
bucks. Did anyone play Lucid when we called out the contracts that were coming in? I did not, because again, risk reward wasn't my appetite. By the way, MTTR looks like it's coming down near VWAP. I'm just tired of staring at it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a loss here. I got in at $6.97. I'm getting out at $6.82. Go ahead and sell this.
All those, you know, that's how you do it.
Yee. Overall, I am red on the day.
What is this pump and dump of the day? ISPO? Is your pump and dump of the day?
I don't know. Should I buy it?
Inspirato. Oh my god, this thing's up 120%. What is this? Yeah,
What-
no, I don't know what this is.
I think it's a retailer. What's the? I bet you it's got a float of like 10 million. It's
I don't
got-
have a float figure for it.
well, but we have shares outstanding, and that's a big enough hint. 46 or 47 million shares
True.
outstanding. Let's say the float's a fraction. Let's just say it's half of that. Just
20 million float. Yeah, there you go.
market,
Good
20
call.
million share float. That's
Good call.
it's peanuts. So a company with $64 million in revenue. Hey, at least they have revenue.
Actually, the revenue to market cap is not crazy, although that's obviously going to change with today's move.
How many halts? 1, 2, 3, 4 halts today. Hey, have fun. Have fun.
Yeah, halt fests are not my thing.
Have fun. Walmart popped, always rise. Is that true? Let's take a look. Yeah.
Lucid over 30. All right, Lucid. Do you, boo boo? Do you?
Just kind of watching the scanner, watching the charts.
Yeah, and actually, I haven't even really looked at Twitter today. Let me take a look at Twitter and see if we can find anything out there.
Top most search tickers today on Pro. If you guys are interested, it's Nvidia, followed by SPY and Palantir. This is how you know people are looking at the SPY. The SPY is never among the most search tickers, but on Pro, but it has been every day for the last week.
Yeah, it's because I think people are really trying to watch how the overall market is reacting to both the Fed stuff and then also the geopolitical stuff with Russia and Ukraine.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a YOLO.
Oh yes.
I'm going to go ahead and take $90 calls on DWAC. Went ahead and got filled at $1.88. I like the fact that it's above VWAP right here around 86. I do see a couple of options coming in. There's nothing to write home about, only about $50,000 worth or so. So nothing insane, but
Why did I sell that DWAC that I had?
where'd you sell it? When'd you buy it?
Where'd I buy it? I bought it at like 80. What did I buy it? 88, I think, and I sold it at what, like 82, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that.
I remember
Gotcha.
scalping DWAC for 40 cents, only to watch it go to 100.
Gosh, I did that.
We watched CAR go from 298
Yo,
to 500 and change.
That was a fun day.
That was
It
live.
was a fun day.
And you know what's funny is because of that one day, if you go look at like the top best performing stocks in the last 52 weeks or whatever, CAR is still well up there, even though it's down like 60% in the last 3-4 months.
Yeah.
It's still one of the best performers. I just had something I wanted to say. Shoot, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, have you guys seen Zillow? Take a look.
We just took a look at that. We got requested. It was SLS Trades that asked us about Zillow.
Yeah.
I gave him my impression on it, but Spencer, I admit I'm not all up to date on the housing market. What do you have to add about Zillow?
I mean, all I really know is that they people, and people is a broad term. I think we're a little bit surprised at how quickly they were able to exit the iBuying business. It was a experiment for them, and it did not work out. They were buying houses at inflated prices and selling them at losses. And they said in their earnings report that we've actually been able to sell off whatever houses were left on our books. We were able to sell them faster than we thought. So they're basically done with that thing now. So if you're looking for a catalyst, there's that. I mean, there's the fact that the stock went from 200 to 40 in a year. Now we've gone from 40 to 65 in the last couple of days. Last couple of weeks here, really. I said we always say the whole way down. Wait for it to stop going down at least, and now it has. Right now, it clearly has stopped going down. So I'm okay with taking a flyer on Zillow right now.
Okay.
That's kind of where my head is at.
I understand that. And I mean, looking at the chart, one of the things that I was saying is that we've got this nice little gap here up to like 84, 85, right? So here, let me throw out my chart real quick. We've got this nice, so I zoomed in on it because we were talking about this earlier. Here's the bottom of that gap down. Now the top of this candle, the top of the wick is 76, and the top of the body here is 74. But realistically, I think if we get above 65 and then maybe 68 or 69, nice, then I think we can really enter this gap and trade up. But that, to me, it feels like this is the next move right here, is going to be a trade up into that gap. So
Q's new lows broke 350 for a moment.
Yeah, it's a good call out there.
Thanks to the chat letting us know as well. UPSC, you can see on the right hand side of my screen, short working out pretty well. DoorDash under VWAP, short paying as well. Now this 350 area needs to hold on the Qs.
There's apparently a lost dog following Senator Crapo around the building. Interesting.
I don't even know who Senator Crapo is, and
I don't either. I probably pronounced his name
I'm
wrong.
proud of that fact. I'm proud of the fact I don't know who that is.
I just the dog found somebody, followed him around. The guy who's being followed doesn't seem to care much, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
hey, if you guys want,
dogs are trained to sniff out liars, so makes sense.
Hey, you guys want to do us a solid and hit that like button? I appreciate that. We're at how many likes? We're at 779 live viewers and just 172.
Hurt my feelings.
Let's get to 300 or 400 today. We can do it.
Especially after all the roasting that Spencer took. I mean, come on.
I mean, I do it. I do it for the people.
Right. You have to.
Everything Spencer does is for the people.
Man of the people, baby.
Honestly, everything.
He has dope in his pocket. That's funny. All right, DWAC here on the bottom right of my screen. You can see that it's bouncing off of VWAP. That's what we want to see, but I'm a little hesitant because you've got the Qs at lows. but I'll go ahead and pull up this chart here. You can see VWAP is that yellow line, DWAC bouncing off of it, UPST short below VWAP, rejected, trying to back up. It'll be interesting to see. Now, if this 10-minute candle closes above 152, could be interesting to go long and have it test maybe the 157s later on today.
Damien, I do not get that reference. Sorry. I do not know what you're referring to there.
Spencer.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm not familiar with culture.
I'm keeping an eye
Not
on.
familiar with
What?
culture. What a comment. Oh my God.
I meant to
look at
say,
SOS,
never mind. Look at what?
SOS. Just.
Oh my gosh. I've been looking at that too, Ryan. I'm glad you pointed that out. What a disaster. What an absolute worst case scenario.
Wait, what happened in that? Fill me in.
It just doesn't stop going down.
Oh.
That's the answer. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to say about stuff like that. It from $15 to 76 cents.
Yikes.
BNZNB saying check out the flag on POW. So here's the flag that you're talking about. I'll try to draw it, I suppose. Right? We got this, and then this, and then this. So I think this is the flag that you're talking about. Looks like we want to kind of break out of this. Hopefully, that next move. Let me try to annotate these charts like the Furus do. Boom. Hopefully, this is it to the moon. We gotta draw a little moon up here. Is what we need to do.
Oh,
I think this is what you're actually looking for here.
You got me. I'm in. You convinced me, my friend. Zunaid is a bubble boy.
Everything into science, F culture.
I am a bubble boy. I mean, it's more so that I just, I grew up a little different.
We love you anyway, though, Zunaid. I mean,
yeah. What's up?
Hey, guys,
my closet's closed. Come at me.
I just pulled up a video for the first time since the open here.
Oh yeah.
Not what you want to see. Let's go to a 15-minute chart here. It's not what you want to see. And again, it was a perfectly fine report. It's just they're no longer they're not growing at an insane growth rate. The expectations for the stock are so freaking high. It's almost like they're being punished for their prior success. So long term, yeah, you can probably buy dips here in NVIDIA for a long-term position. Short term, gosh, I mean, you have these levels are interesting here. Let's go to the daily. These levels are interesting. You have how many lows in this 237 area? 1, 2, 3, 4 lows at 237. So that'd be an area of interest as far as support is concerned. But yeah, I mean, it was a perfectly fine report. They're getting punished. I mean, the whole market's down, so it's not entirely their fault. But
yeah,
8% today.
It ain't pretty.
Yeah, easy, Mike. Maybe you're right. Maybe we do just have to come back to pre-COVID levels and everything. We're a long ways from there in NVIDIA.
Yeah, valuations need to make sense in a lot of these different names.
Part of it is the fact that we are soon to be in a rising rate environment. I guess you could say we're in one now, even though they haven't technically raised rates yet. The market is predicting that they will in March. So rising rate environment causes just a broad reset of expectations and a reset of valuations across the board. So, yeah, maybe that's just what will have to happen. Is we just have to these COVID moves. We're just so overdone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of that air needs to come out. It needs to make sense again. Who knows how long it's going to take for that to make sense again? I think that's really what everyone's trying to figure out and what everyone's going to trade around.
Hold.
Yeah. What?
Not that I'm just yelling random stuff.
Well, like worst case scenario,
nothing, I'm just yelling random stuff.
Worst case scenario is it takes like years. Is it like what happened in 2000 where basically took 2 years for the market to bottom, right? That would be not ideal. I'd almost rather take the short-term pain if it means front-loading any kind of correction. But
real quick, we always talk about rising interest rates, and I think that this graphic is helpful just to kind of keep some context.
ooh, what's that?
So these are.
Can you make it bigger? Can you make it a little bigger?
Absolutely, I can. I should have done that anyway. I'm sorry, Spencer.
Yeah.
There we go. Returns of S&P 500 during times of rising interest rates. So just something to keep in mind here, right? Just be, I actually am in the camp that when we get the interest rate hike, considering that earnings are still good, I think that as long as that holds up and the macro stuff stays manageable, I think maybe we see something like this again. So of course, just something to keep in mind. Just providing. I know there are a lot of gloom and doom talk with rising interest rates, but reality is that the market, if things are good, the market's going to be all right.
Man, so many headlines.
Be all right
about Russia. I don't even know anymore.
What's the latest on that?
I just saw a headline go by. The White House says we're in a window where we believe a Russian attack can come at any time. That was from Reuters. Hey, I always thought that they were like, I called this like a month ago, like they're just gonna chill for the Olympics, and everyone's gonna chill out for the Olympics. That hasn't happened clearly, but I thought that it would. By the way, the Olympics end on Sunday, so if that's a catalyst for anyone, if they think maybe Sunday is go time, I don't know. Maybe. It would be awkward though to invade a country during the Olympics. So,
can you imagine?
Whatever.
Scanner really seemed to slow down here.
I'm starting to yawn.
Be because some of these headlines are. Although Emrin still looks like there might be a trade here if this curls back up. Emrin, so looking at this for a potential trade, I think if we go ahead and take out day high, you might be able to scalp Emrin again. We'll see.
Stock Raiders saying they are now saying that we are going to have a housing market crash. One, who's they? Two, selfishly.
On it, Zunaid. I know what you're going to say, and I'm with you 100%.
Come on down, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Selfishly, I care for everyone who owns a house who may have just bought it. Selfishly, though, come on down. Oh, Spencer, you weren't here. Dude, so I'm in the process of starting the process to buy a car, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. On the same page.
I'm thinking about buying a car, and everything is so expensive, man.
I don't know how.
Oh man,
I don't know what you do. Frankly,
and at this point, I'm like, I might as well lease or buy new. One of those. By the way, DWAC under VWAP. I'm gonna go and get out.
I don't know what you do.
It's an ugly day for me. What am I down? I'm down 500 today. Nice. But yeah, in the market to buy a house. I'm in the market to buy a house. Everyone's gonna.
I know.
Take the shirt off my back.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
Keep the hoodie.
It's tough.
I got to keep the hoodie. I definitely got to keep the hoodie. They can take these damn monitors though, because they work half the time. But
All right. I have in preparation for tomorrow's All Access show. I'm set to record an interview in 15 minutes. So I'm going to hop off before that happens. I told Aaron Bree to join us.
There he is.
He's here. Hey, look at that. He's putting his headphones on right now. Awesome. What's up, AB? I don't know if he can hear us yet. He may have to get his mic turned on.
Can we add you, Aaron?
He can add you. He can add himself.
I just want to add him. I like control.
Aaron, turn your mic on the button.
How's it going?
There we go. Stop. Zunaid.
What's everyone been trading today?
Emrin.
The mute button.
AMC. Zunaid
is drunk on power.
I'm losing money, so I might as well have some fun,
Wait, the newest thing this morning is now they're saying the tensions are rising again in Ukraine, so they're trading lower.
Oh man,
Go figure.
I don't buy.
What do you think? What do you think, Bree? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but they said last week that they were going to invade yesterday. It didn't happen. So when they're saying they're going to invade again, like,
No idea.
This must be the new trend where people just announce when they're going to invade ahead of time. I mean, this is all.
There needs to be a meme.
Did you not get the memo? It went out to all the countries.
I didn't.
There
I
needs
don't
to
have
be a meme where
I don't
you
have
have
an army to command, and I'm not a warmonger, so I guess I didn't.
yeah,
Get that
I'm not over out there, so I can't be reporting on what's going on or the actual status. I will say one thing that I've seen is that people like reporters and stuff in Ukraine and Russia are saying that the headlines we're getting over here are like more.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, Aaron, because someone in our chat just said the same thing.
Right. Like, so that's what I've heard is like people in Ukraine are like, yeah, I don't know why the American media is like freaking out this much. We're not even freaking out that much.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not over there. I can't report. All I'm saying is they already said that it was going to happen this week. Hasn't. So now that they're saying it's going to happen again.
Two things real quick. Number one, Aaron Bree, I would give my right arm for you to be able to go over to the Ukraine and interview people on the street like you've done here in Detroit. I mean, that would be absolutely spectacular. If we can get that to happen, I think we'd have some really awesome content.
Maybe some security detail, and I'll be fine. Yeah.
Take Spencer with you.
Spencer's not having any. Number two, some of the people that I've talked to that know both Russian and Ukrainian people say the very same thing. They don't really care. These people are almost like brothers. It's not really a big deal. What we're seeing over here is something that's manufactured, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, there is. Yeah. I mean, so Matt Hammond, who is in Ukraine, I don't know how much he wants us to share, but so he did like kind of relocate his family temporarily. So he is worried about it. So I'm not saying no one in Ukraine is worried about it. That's not the case. Either way. So it's all about what does this mean for markets? Obviously today it's causing somewhat of a sell-off, but I just don't know how long, this lasts, or at least until the next headline comes out, right, about what's going on over there.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I have to hop because I have 10 minutes to get ready for this interview. So I'm going to hop in. I'll see you guys over on Benzinga Live. Zunaid, Ryan, I missed you both.
Yep, Mr. Cheeseman.
Appreciate you coming on, man. This was fun.
Enjoy
your interview, pal.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy the Ukraine.
Bye.
Okie dokie.
What are we YOLOing, AB? What are we YOLOing?
I'm down as well today, Zunaid, because I YOLO'd some NVIDIA call spreads into earnings last night. I was expecting a strong report. The report was okay, but expectations were just so high following AMD's very strong report a couple weeks ago. So I'm down on those, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I'm watching some of the all these stocks that have moved, that are kind of crazy movers, have been the ones that are on the top of my radar this week. So I'm talking Upstart, Asana, Roku, right? Because these stocks to me have been the best ones to trade over the past couple weeks. Yeah. Because they make these crazy like 4 or 5% moves every single day.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, we played NVIDIA live. So I'll review NVIDIA since we've talked a lot about other stuff. I'll review my trade in NVIDIA, where I went right, where I went wrong. All right, so this is the 1 minute chart on NVIDIA. And of course, if anyone has a trade or anything, please interrupt me. This is NVIDIA right here. I believe let me look at my trading log. My first buy on NVIDIA was at this area right here. At the 931 mark, right? So I'm living life dangerously. Went ahead and grabbed some calls here because I liked this area of 254, and I knew that between 254 and 250 was going to be kind of like my support area, if you will. The mistake that I made was I kind of bought in a little bit too early. So I bought in right about here, even though I knew that the ultimate support was right down here around 250. Then when it came down here around 250, I went ahead and bought some calls, was able to scalp it, sold some. Second time I did it, bought some calls, sold them. The mistake that I made was I got in a little bit too early. And of course, the fourth time that I tried it, it didn't work out. And I went ahead and took myself at a stop loss when it cracked 248. So moral of the story here, always talk about risk reward. Unfortunately, my risk was way too high because my risk off level wasn't until maybe $4 or $5 below. And ultimately, that's what it tested. So even though the ads were profitable, because the initial buy was so down, it just wiped off all the gains. Now Nvidia's coming up, possibly going to test VWAP, which is around 248 on the 1 minute chart. We're about $2 away from it. If you believe in the short idea, you can go short off of that rejection, similar to what we saw in UPST. I'll bring up the 1 minute chart. There you go. You saw it test VWAP, reject, test VWAP, reject. By the way, you are seeing Lucid $33 calls come in, expiring March 18th. So a little bit out there. But anyway, now UPST is trading around VWAP. If it can go ahead and get above 152s, you can take a look at calls. If you want to go short, possibly here, Q's still at 350 area.
Yeah, just going back to the overall market real quick. Jay Rice in the chat. Let me try to find the comment. Saying that he doesn't think it's more Ukraine, Russia. He thinks it's the Fed stopping their asset purchases. I think it's both. You know, you have these catalysts. We did get the minutes yesterday showing that the Fed is ready to raise rates and shrink the balance sheet soon. Again, that's no new news. But one of the things that people are kind of contemplating right now is, are we going to get the 25 basis points or 50? And now more and more people are calling for that 50. So that could come in as a little surprise if people are expecting a 25 point or basis point raise, and then we end up getting the 50. So again, I think it's both those fears between the Ukraine and Russia, and between the Fed raising rates and shrinking the balance sheet.
Yeah, the one thing about the Fed raising the rates too is that there was a lot of talk about the 50 bips hike for a couple of weeks, and then we got a headline, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, that said there was a less than 50% chance that they raise 50 points in the March meeting. I think the one thing that would shock the market was if they came out and raised now, because you don't need a meeting to raise. You can do it at any time. But if you do that, that might signal that, hey, we realize that there's a problem. We want to do this as soon as possible. That might spook the market. So yeah. I kind of think that the algos that are reading the Russian headlines and driving that down. But I think that the underlying reason here is more going to be the Fed.
And to the person who said it's more so about the Fed and not necessarily the Ukraine news, overnight you had Ukraine news coming out, right? And you can see the reaction, the volume coming down on these. I mean, I'd have to pull up Pro and try to figure out exactly when, but I know that as soon as I heard about, I think there was some news, I have to remember last night, about how something may have happened, or like some fire bomb, something happened near Ukraine. Immediately I pulled up the futures and you saw a plunge. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to go back and see what that was now, but
okay, shout out RJ in the chat saying it's about a 30% chance that it's a 50 basis point hike. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's that would be the big surprise if everyone's expecting a 25 point raise, and that's what's priced in, and then we get the 50. But I will say, I mean, the minutes we got yesterday, we saw the market bounce off there. I don't know if it just took time to digest those minutes, figure out what they were saying, but yeah, I mean, we'll see what's going to happen there. I'm not too worried about it, honestly, from an overall kind of macro overall market standpoint, because again, this is all priced in. We all know this. We all know it's coming, right? The only thing that can happen at this point is if it's more severe, happens at a quicker pace than expected, which there's a mixture of sentiment out there. Like we got a strong, not jobs report yesterday. We got strong retail numbers yesterday. We're getting strong jobs reports, right? So
we're getting strong earnings.
Strong earnings, exactly. So there's like these bullish headlines mixed in with these bearish headlines about the Fed raising rates. So I would just say, give it time to shake out, right? I'm expecting markets to continue to be choppy over the next month, 2 months, till we find, some more solid footing, and especially with this political tension rising overseas. So, if you're in a position right now where you do have a lot of risk on the table and you're not really able to take that risk, there's nothing wrong with trimming some positions, kind of keeping some cash on the sideline, and just seeing what happens.
Jay Rice is saying we were rallying off the lows on Russian withdrawal. As soon as Bullard spoke, the selling began. Apparently, that was at some private club or something like that. Anyway,
isn't it ironic that his name is Bullard?
And he's a bully.
Well, you would think it's bullish, but every time he talks, the markets go down.
See, he can play both sides, Bree, because he also said, you can think he's a bully. Right.
Yeah.
And that's like, he's going to push the market down because he's a big, bad bully.
Well, he's a St. Louis guy. And I don't like all of the everyone picking on him. They're just picking on St. Louis again. It's not fair.
Oh, that's right. You're the Cardinal fan.
It's not fair.
Totally forgot.
So Jay Rice is So Jerry's comment, if you're referring to what I was saying about, the ES dropping overnight and things like that, I'm not saying it's just one or the other. I'm saying both of them have an impact on the market. But what were you saying about St. Louis Cardinals sucking?
What? I got a Cubs fan and a Braves fan coming at me right now.
Hey, world champs, baby.
We got more combined titles than the both of y'all.
Hey, you know what? Why don't you stop living in the past, all right?
Yeah, I guess both the Braves and Cubs have won more recently than the Cardinals, so I got to give it to y'all there. But all right, let's get it.
Mark McGuire. Y'all's last hope. It's been a minute.
Awesome. Y'all's last hope. Wow.
Albert Pujols.
I was gonna say Albert Pujols came after that.
Oh yeah, he's been on so many teams. I forgot. My bad.
He's been on two. All right. Let's see what else is on my radar today.
Really?
Baba Baba's setting up for a quick little short. If someone wants to, Baba's, I'm looking at doing a quick little short on Baba. Like, I'm looking for another % drop, maybe some weekly puts, and then get out of them after 20, 30 minutes. Going to target this 125 level that we had it open.
What are you sharing? Or you're not sharing anything?
Oh, sorry. Here, let me share my screen.
Rude. All right, but I'm going to hop off here in about 30 seconds to get my steps in before squawk time.
Squawk time. Where can folks find you on the squawk, Zunaid?
Pro.benzinga.com. Set up for a free 2-week trial. No credit card needed, so even if you end up in jail, you will not be charged. That needs to be an ad right there.
Okay. The other thing is that you want to turn on the options squawk.
Oh yeah. See, I get you in the platform. Ryan shows you how to use it. You know what I mean?
All right, wait.
Yeah, but you also start talking about being in jail and stuff like that.
I did. My
more
bad.
Actionable call.
This is why Michael Murray does the ads and our advertisement and all of that, not me.
Yeah, he's got a great voice for that.
He sure does. He does.
All right,
Can't forget the V-neck.
Here's what I'm watching on Baba right here. So right here, if we consolidate here or bounce, then I don't like it. But if we start moving below this candle, then I think we're coming all the way back down to this 125 level. So like I said, I'm going to get into some 125 puts that expire this Friday and just try to trade them after 20, 30 minutes if we get this quick move down. But I'm looking for a quick move. So I'll know, within 5-10 minutes if this trade's gonna work out for me or not.
All right. See y'all on Monday. I am out. Producer AB, Ryan, always a pleasure.
No problem.
See you guys on Monday.
Shout out Paul in the chat. Go Cards, baby.
You should also put up the Ghosts comment. Says the Cardinals are in Arizona. Evidently unfamiliar with baseball, which I thought was rather entertaining. I do want to ask you though, Bree, what do you think about this lockout? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I'm hopefully I'm optimistic they're going to be able to get it figured out, but I will say from everything I've read in terms of what's going on with actual negotiations or lack thereof, it doesn't sound very promising.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they get it figured out. I think we probably lose spring training or have a truncated spring training. Mitch said earlier, a lot of the players don't really care about spring training. Totally understand that. So I think we get a season. I think we get a full season, but I think we get a little truncated spring training. So
yeah, I mean, I think yesterday was supposed to be the day that pitchers and catchers report, or maybe a couple days ago, this Monday.
Yeah. And then there was a meeting, I think, between the union and the league on Saturday, but I can't recall what came out of that meeting. Real quick.
Wait, shout out Woodchuck Alaska, new member, Woodchuck Alaska. If you want to join Woodchuck Alaska, it will only cost you $3.99 a month, and then you'll get access to all of the very special personalized Benzinga emojis and some other cool perks that are yet to come. So again, new membership on YouTube. You're welcome to join. If not, hey, still love y'all.
And so real quick, I see a couple of people asking and discussing this in the chat regarding the market hours on Monday. Let me throw up my screen here just to confirm. Yes, the market is closed Monday, February 21st. So this Monday, it's Washington's birthday on here. It's also known as President's Day. The market will be closed. We will be open, but the market will be closed. Do not show up expecting to trade, or you will start your day with disappointment.
Yep. And then Ryan, I don't know how long you got to hang on for.
2 more minutes.
Okay.
Why? What do you need?
I was just curious, man. Didn't know how long we were going to be hanging out today. So just a quick programming note. We will have Benzinga live starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So we may have a little gap in there today between the two shows because I'll just be unable to stay on here till 11:30 and then start up Benzinga live at that time. So there may be a little break, but this stream will automatically redirect you there. So please hang out, grab a cup of coffee, chill for a sec, and then we'll be back at 11:30. We got a packed show over there today. Mr. Manziel, or not Mr. Manziel on Twitter. You guys may have seen him. He's a great options trader. He's joining us. Excited for that. Then we've got Mark from Liquidity. We've got a logistics executive of a big logistics company. So we're going to be talking shipping. Who else we've got on the show today? I don't know. Either way, packed show. Going to be a fun show. So make sure to join us at 11:30.
Real quick, Shelly is asking for a cat emoji. I completely second this. This absolutely needs to happen. So with these emojis, do you know about this? Do you know who's going to create? It's Enver, right? Creating these?
Yeah, we have an emoji guy.
Okay. The emoji guy needs a picture of my cat. So we can create a cat emoji out of my cat's likeness.
Okay.
What do we need in order to get that done?
The problem is if we make an emoji out of your cat, then won't there be other team members who say, hey, I want an emoji of my cat? Like Hot Rod Rodrigo will want one of his cat. Maybe Shubs would want one of his kid. And then we just get into this cycle of adding more and more emojis.
Well, I would say this. I would say that my cat has appeared on stream. That is not the case for Sandcat, which is Hot Rod's cat, and that is not the case for Shub's kid, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's what I will use. That is the defense that I will use for that.
Okay, well, when you submit the full report on why your cat deserves an emoji, we will analyze it. See, I'm already seeing people in the chat say, "What about Mitch's cat?" See, I see what I'm saying.
Well, see, that's fair. That's fair because
Okay.
Mitch's cat, Hendrix appears on the stream pretty regularly. So
maybe that's just the criteria. If the pet has appeared on a Benzinga live stream, then they are awarded an emoji. If not, then sorry, Chuck, you're out of luck.
We did also get a direct request from a viewer though, so that's something else. Now,
that trumps everything. Then, all right,
just to kind of get back to the market here because we're having a lot of fun. A lot of people are asking about ISPO and what's going on here. So the only thing you could see we're giving you the only information that we have here. The stock's up 351%. Share of low float Inspirato are trading higher. The company had a high redemption rate on its SPAC merger. This thing feels like a box job to me. It feels like this is being run by people. It is an absolute halt fest. Looks like we're in what? 1, 2, 3. I mean, we've had 6 or 7 halts here. The Cowboys, you guys might want to play this. This is something that I feel like I would lose a substantial chunk of my account if I tried to play this. I stay away from halt fest stuff like this. What's going on here seems to just be getting run by a group of people. I don't necessarily think there's an underlying fundamental reason to send the stock from 12 to 56.
ISPO. Yeah, we'll have to do some more research on this today, see if it's like a low float, see what's going on there. But all right, Ryan, always fun hanging out with you, man.
Likewise, Bree, you got to come around more often. It's a lot of fun. Great stuff. Take care, everyone, and we will see you on Monday.
On Monday. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead.
Well, not Monday because the market's closed. I just
not Monday, Tuesday.
All right, take care.
Peace. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Like I said, we will be starting Benzinga Live at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Please hang around for that. We've got a packed show. Let me go ahead and run down all the guests today. So we've got Mark Manduca, the Chief Investment Officer of GXO Logistics. We're going to be talking supply chain, shipping, get some good insights into what's going on with the overall economy right now. And then Luke Jacoby, Hot Stocks Luke, will be joining us. Like I said, we have Mr. Manziel from Twitter. He's a great trader, gonna join us at 12:30, then 12:45. Mark Moran from Liquidity. Liquidity had some big news today. We're going to talk to them about Trade Zero at 1 p.m. and then some trivia at 1:30. And maybe Sharon from Benzinga will join us as well. Who knows? All right, guys. Please stick around. We will see you in about 37 minutes. Some quick math right there.